Did you know you can create cool animations like this in KineMaster? Yep, it's actually pretty easy, and I'm about to show you exactly how I did it. Hey guys, it's Paddy here. So you can follow along with this KineMaster tutorial, I have shared all the files I've used via my Google Drive and posted the link in the show notes below. You don't need an email address or a login to access the files, and if you succeed with this tutorial, I'd love it if you'd post a link in the comments below with your finished video. Let's get started by creating a motion background from a still photograph. When you first import an image into the timeline, you'll notice that KineMaster applies a little animation to the image by default. Now, all we need to do is edit it. Click on the image, and this red dot here indicates this pan and zoom effect has already been added to the image. Click Pan and Zoom. With the top box selected, pinch out to zoom in on the image a little, and then move the image so that the left-hand edge sits just beyond the edge of frame. Now click the bottom box. Pinch out and then move the image so that the right-hand edge sits just beyond the right edge of the frame. You can play around with your pan and zoom settings until you're happy. Hit the tick and play back to review. Let's animate a little bee from the overlay library across the screen. Click the layer button, then click Overlay. I have already downloaded the Springtime Overlay set, which you can find by clicking into the KineMaster Asset Store here. With Springtime selected, choose the bee from the top right, and the element will be placed onto your page. Notice that the wing movement of the bee is already animated, so all we need to do is animate it across the page. It's a little big, so first off, let's select it, then push this arrow to make it a little smaller. Selecting this corner will allow us to tilt the element. We want the bee to start out off screen, so position the playhead at the beginning of our timeline and click this icon here to enable keyframes. We can now move the bee off screen, and as we do, KineMaster automatically sets a keyframe for the start position. Move the playhead in around half a second and drag the bee onto the page. KineMaster automatically creates a second keyframe, and if I play this back, you can see that the bee moves between the two plot points automatically. Every time I move the playhead, then move the bee, it creates a new plot point. I can move the bee's position, and I can also change its size or rotation. Okay, it's time to show you how we make our little bee appear to go into the tulip. In the second scene, the bee flies onto the screen just like before, but this time it appears to crawl into the tulip. I achieved this by creating a duplicate layer of the tulip and etching out the front petals of the tulip in Photoshop. We place this new layer over our tulip with our bee layer in between, and now it looks like the bee enters the flower. I know a lot of you have been asking for this. Let's create a drop and push animation for my text titles. In this final section of the video, a title slides down from the top of the screen, then animates off screen to the left as it's pushed by the next title sliding in from the right. This cool custom title effect is achieved in a very similar way to our bee animation using keyframes and some clever timing. When I select the first track and activate the keyframe editor and then zoom in, you can see the initial animation take place between these two keyframes here. The title holds between the third and fourth keyframe before animating off screen between the fourth and fifth keyframe. At the same time, I have this second title on a separate layer animating in. Getting the timing right so the second title appears to push the other title off the screen is key with this animation. Move the playhead to where the first title has finished animating off screen. Add a keyframe to your second title and move it into position. Check the timing and you're done. Hopefully by now you can see how you can create all kinds of custom animations with KineMaster, keyframes and your mobile phone. Subscribe to my channel to unlock more tutorials, and I look forward to you sharing a link to your own animations in the comments section below.